If you could go in and tinker with the current world of men's dating advice, what would be the main lessons that you would try to dispense with?
Talk about commitment more and be very clear about what you want. Every woman who comes into my dating practice is scared to death to say, I just want to find one man to marry and have children with and be with for the rest of my life. But if I mention that to any man before year 3, he is going to get up and run screaming from me. And the men who come into my coaching practice say, I just want one woman to be with for the rest of my life and have children. But if I mention that before year 3, she will think I'm a psycho who's trying to control her. Men, it makes you so attractive when you are very clear what you want. But you must understand that you also have to pass tests that prove that that is actually what you want. You must prove that you are a man of substance who is out there to make change in the world, any kind of change, and who is reliable and consistent so that you could be depended upon in a family situation.
A lot to unpack there. I agree that when a man goes in a situation, he must prove that he is reliable, dependent, and he can make change and lead the way for a family that he wants to have. I agree with that. How does a woman do that? By showing up? Like, I really don't know how the woman does that in the modern day and age. If you ask people what they want, they will say, I want something serious. They will say it. But are they willing to become the person that is ready to have something serious? You know, most people say they're a man, they say, I want to have a wife. If they're a woman, they say they want to have a husband. But if you want to have that partner, what are you proactively doing right now to become that partner that somebody would want? Not, I know where I want my wedding to be. I know what kind of wedding dress I want to have. I know where the resort's going to be. I know what kind of cake I want. No. That's all about you. What are you actually doing to become the partner that somebody would want, or the person that you wants? People are just so whack, man. People are so whack. They're just so whack. Yo, what's up? It's Madison. Today we're reviewing some Chris Williamson videos off of his podcast because I thought it'd be great to give some feedback of myself, a guy who's been doing this for 15 years, studying social dynamics and human behavior, and I want to give some inputs and enhance the light that you have in your life. We're all here to get knowledge. We're all here to learn better. We're all here to improve. And if we have conversations and we share ideas, that's only going to impact us for the better and the world around us.
Go back to the most painful or emotionally challenging moment you had as a boy. What would you say to that boy now to help him through that experience?
A small dose of mushrooms a long while ago, I saw a version of me in the corner. And what I realized was that that boy was worthy of love. And if I could see him struggling through loneliness at school, a lack of support from friends, just straight up loneliness, I would have told him that I was proud of him for getting through the things that he's got through. You're working hard. You're worthy of acceptance and love. You don't need to offer the world anything in order for it to love you back. It's hard to be someone that thinks about things deeply because there is a in-kind association of suffering that comes along with it. It's both a blessing and a curse to feel things so very deep. But I think that the price is worth it. I think that the depth of enjoyment that you get out of life is worth it. And for that young boy that I saw that was sat on the ground, that was alone, I'd have picked him up and cuddled him and said, you're doing great.
Well, that was heavy. I would say that, of course, I had a similar experience growing up. Hurt people. That's the first thing I'd say to myself when I was younger. So just be aware of that. If you're intelligent, also that doesn't help. In certain minorities, in certain cultures, it doesn't help at all. And it's not your fault. And just because you're not enjoying life, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve good things. Often we think things that happen to us that are bad, that's equivalent to what our worth is. That's often not the truth when we're younger.
You put out a list of the dumbest mistakes that guys make on the first 3 dates, and I want to go through these. The first one was they're way too shy and stick to surface level talk.
So many guys are trying to give the woman a fun experience, and that's not what women who are looking for commitment are looking for. They're tired of the fun. They want substance. Tell her stories that illuminate what your life goals are, that illuminate what your values and principles are. Don't tell her life stories that try to make her impressed by who you are or make her feel sorry for you. That is what attracts women.
But surely you also need to come across as being fun. You can't just do the most boring thing in the world. So how do you balance these two?
If you are talking about what is most deeply passionate to you, how could it possibly not be fun? Yes, if you're just rambling on for 6 hours about your stock portfolio, but if you're having an intimate conversation with another human being, explaining that, and then learning her mission, learning her desires, what she's passionate about, it is fun for a purpose that drives education about the other person.
What's interesting about that is when you talk to people that say they want something serious, very often if you get into what the values you have and what your purpose is and how you want to incorporate them into the mission, They'll either be completely intimidated by it and just freak out. Even though they say they want something serious, they'll run away because they're actually emotionally not prepared for it. So I guess in that way, you've kind of saved yourself and dodged a bullet. Or the other thing is they'll agree to all of the things you're saying. They'll say they want the same things and they still won't follow through because they haven't built the character work ethic. In my experience, it's sometimes good enough to just not mention this at all. Don't mention what your vision is with you and them that much. Don't go into what you're looking for, what you bring to the table, what you offer. Just kind of observe how they react when you treat them well. And if they cannot reciprocate it, then you just withdraw yourself from the situation.
If you had a friend and every single time that you and your friend decided that you were going to go out for dinner, that friend either showed up 2 hours late or didn't show up at all, you would stop trusting that person. That is the relationship that you have with yourself. You need to be able to trust your own word. And a lot of us don't, because life is very convenient. It is easy for people to not stick to the promises that they set themselves because our ability to be idealistic is always going to outstrip reality's ability to deliver that to us. As soon as you posit an ideal, you then begin to compare yourself to that ideal. And true hell is when the person that you are meets the person that you could have been.
Yeah, it's really, really dope. I would say very often people say verbally to you what they are not even capable of achieving. So when we express ourselves to people, we usually express our best version of ourselves, what we hope to be, who we want to be one day, who we aspire to be. But it takes maximum energy for us to even be who we are right now. For us to maintain our life and our school and our bills and our commitments and our friendships and obligations, we're usually stretched to the maximum of our capability. That's why people get dogs and cats that like chill out. So we usually can't even do better. So anytime somebody says to you, I promise this, or I'm not that type of person, I always do this, very often it means that they just kind of fall short exactly at that point.
Most couples therapy is useless, not because the therapy is wrong, but because most couples don't go to therapy together until one of them is absolutely not wanting to work on the relationship anymore. They're using therapy as an excuse to air their frustration one last time.
That's a really good point. It's like, I'll go to therapy if you make me. I'll go to therapy because I have to. I'll go to therapy to shut you up. I'll go to therapy for those reasons. Or I want to go, so you're coming with me. I want to go, so you show me that you're serious and you're committed to this. But really, one person is mentally checked out. It's never a compound idea. The best therapy would be ongoing therapy where you're doing it all the time with each other just because you want to be proactive before any situation pops off that's going to be negative. If you enjoy my commentary and insight on this type of video and you want to see more like this, I highly encourage you to click the bell notification and subscribe. Apparently only 11% of people are getting notifications on these videos, which is terrible because the internet algorithm wants to keep you dumb, blind, and stupid. And you don't want that. We don't want that. It's not what we're about. We're about improving ourselves and adding light to the world. This is our mission for all of mankind. So subscribe, turn on bell notifications. And if you want to watch more videos like this, I'm going to put them up in the corner here for you to check them out. And as always, keep in touch and may the light forever be with you.